Hey everyone. So this is a bit of a weird topic today, but I wanted to cover it and bring it up to see if you can relate to this. So before I mention it, I want to say I am coaching again Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays from 12 to 5 Mountain Time. So I'll put a link in the description for my direct booking calendar and also a link to my website if you want to check it out, more about my story. But when I was in my acute journey, I had a 10-woman support group, which I've talked about many times on this channel, which was absolutely like integral to my recovery. And the way that I found those women was I had an old channel that was documenting my first withdrawal from just citalopram when I was more functional. So this channel has been more about my recovery journey, and my last channel was more documenting when I was still feeling really bad, and didn't know as much as I do now. But anyway, one of my subscribers had reached out to me. So when I was documenting, I think I started that documenting in the summer of 2019, and I had come off citalopram in April of 2018. And the channel went through, the rest of 2019 into 2020. And then at the end of 2020, when I was reinstating, I was still on my old channel. And one of my subscribers was like, hey, is it possible to talk to you? And I don't remember how we started, if we had a phone call or we went straight to video chat, I can't remember, but we really hit it off, and somehow we just started making it a regular thing. I don't remember if that was discussed or if it just happened naturally. It was just, feels so long ago now, I can't remember. But shortly after her and I started chatting all the time, a couple of my other YouTube subscribers were like, hey, can I talk to you? Because I was reinstating and I was getting really bad at that point, and chatting with people who were also really bad. And so then we started all chatting. I think there was about 4 of us. And then the other girls were like, hey, I've met these other women on Benzo buddies or in Facebook groups. Can they also join our chat? And so it just kind of started growing and branching out that way. And I mean, we were on calls every day, all day, just a couple of us or a small group of us or all of us. And we had one mentor who was healed, who would hop on every once in a while and encourage us and help us through particularly bad days. But anyway, one of the women's partners would chime in every once in a while on our calls and be, what I've noticed with you girls is that you all are bad at the same time. And he's like, what in the mind control shiz is this? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy. And he's like, no, seriously, I've noticed a pattern. When you're all bad, or when one of you is bad, you're all bad. And it's like, it's not like you're making each other bad. You just happen to all be bad at the same time. And I was like, oh, I hadn't noticed that myself, but it's hard to see things objectively when you're so immersed in it. So he had pointed this out to me. And now fast forward 3-4 years later with my current channel, and now that I'm coaching, I've noticed this as well. And not too long ago, I posted a video called, Are You Affected by the Full Moon? And because that's definitely a time that I notice an influx of emails, coaching requests. And I had quite a bit of feedback on that video about, oh my goodness, I think this is what's happening to me. And just now in the last week, I have had almost like copy paste conversations with people who are saying to me, I was doing okay. I had, a couple of good days or a good week or a couple good weeks. And now I've just crashed into the worst symptoms ever. And I don't know why. And just a lot of people really freaked out and having conversations with them to try to talk them through this. And I was thinking, like, what the heck is going on? And this is not just because people could say, well, you have a skewed opinion because people obviously reach out when they're having a hard time. And so everybody that you're talking to is always going to be bad. But that's not true, because there's people that I coach every week, twice a week, every other week, very consistently over a year or so, or 6 months. And it's regardless of whether they're doing good or bad. We just have our set day and our set time, and we just check in. And everybody, like across the board, is saying to me, with the exception of maybe a couple people, but 95% of the conversations I had in the last week were, I was doing okay and functioning, and now I've just completely hit a wall. I feel worse than ever. I don't know why. What is going on with me? Am I getting worse? And I'm thinking, I wonder what is going on, and is this what my friend's partner was referring to when we were all so bad? And I think the full moon is in 2 or 3 days, so it could be that, but it could be something else. And maybe it was full moon when we were in acute also, and that's what he was noticing. I didn't really track stuff like that because I didn't know much about anything in my first withdrawal and in my reinstatement. But let me know how you guys are doing. Have you been in a wave for a week, or did you go into one this last week, and has it felt particularly intense? I'm just curious because, again, this has just been an ongoing, repeating conversation with people over the last week or so. It's been particularly brutal, it seems. So I'd love your feedback, and if you're feeling this as well, because what the heck, why is this happening? And is this exactly what was going on when I was feeling so bad, and we were always bad at the same time as well? So let me know in the comments how you're doing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.